Peace and love. I just want to thank everybody for joining me, for being present with me. So, in this video, we'll be channeling a trio and opening ourselves up to a trio of beings. It's the 20th of November, and we'll be doing another godly trio. Now, in this video, we'll be bringing forward connecting with the energies of Joan of Arc, Radha, or Radha, however you pronounce it, and also the Divine Director. But in this moment, the Divine Director will be representing my guide Roger, who has already appeared on the channel already. And we also have a card from the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck, which came out in regards to being in connection with this channeling or or the guidance that we're about to pour. And the card that came out is Hope and Happiness. And I'm wanting to connect with Joan of Arc first of all. I just feel that she has a message of her own to bring forward. I have been feeling her energy for quite some time. And I believe since I did the Mother Teresa video, that's how long I've been feeling her energy since then. And she's saying to open the gates. And I feel that it was more so about me allowing her to come in and give her message, but she's saying open the gates, like she's ready to give her message, she's ready to speak. She's showing me distance, and what she's showing me in my mind's eye is this piece of gold in between her chest. And what she's saying that there's been distance in terms of the purpose of man and woman, that we need to put things back into their roles and put things back into their lanes. I'm hearing put power where power is meant to be. It's almost that I'm feeling that men and women have come out of alignment of their roles, of their innate roles. And again, I'm feeling something to do with men supporting women. But it feels more so that like women, not that they should rule, but that they are the ones that make the larger decisions that affect the collective as a whole, and men are meant to be there to support them. And before, I tried to film this video, but there was too much background noise, so I decided that I would do it again later, which is now. And what came forward was that men have strength and endurance and stamina, and men have these things. Women also have them, but what energy was making it apparent to me was that men have heightened stamina and heightened strength and heightened endurance compared to women, because they are meant to be kind of service to women, and not in terms of being a slave, just to support women. You know, it's going back to the fact that women are the portals of life. They bring forward life into the physical plane, and not only is that taxing on their body, but in general, yes, they can do it on their own, but it's something that should be supported, and that's why we have men to support women in these kind of tasks. I'm getting that there's a reason why also like women are more intellectual, and again, I'm not saying that this is for every single person, every single woman, and every single man. There obviously are discrepancies and differences, but I'm just talking about on a general basis, that women are given intellect and kind of compassion and empathy. And again, it goes back to them being the portals of life. And again, it's what energy is trying to say is that men and women have different strengths because these strengths are to be brought together to kind of benefit the whole collective. See, now Joan of Arc and Radha, they're now taking their positions on the triangle. They're now taking their positions on the triangle. One's at the top, one's here, and one's here. And each point represents a different part of the collective body of kind of, I want to say, God or this godly energy. And it's almost that, so each one is taking a point, and when they take a point and they are representing each part of the godly body, they put their hands in the middle of this triangle and they put their collective message in this triangle, and it's almost that this inside this triangle is me, and that when they put their message into that collective triangle, it's channeled down through into me, if that makes sense. They are bringing me back to harmony and harmonics and the sounds of harmony, but not only that, they're bringing me to people and different races. And it's funny because all three of these cards, they all represent a different race. And it's that when they're saying that each race has different qualities and different strengths that again we put together to benefit the whole collective, but these differences have been made to become separations between us, between all of us, between the different people, different races, different ages, different sexualities. These differences have become things to separate rather than being recognized as individual strengths. And because we can't see it, because we're not in a space where the whole collective sees each other as being one with each other and being one with everything, it's almost like we can't benefit from one another's strengths or abilities or talents, because it's like if you say that one race has strength or one race has intellect, immediately people are saying, okay, so now you're saying that we don't have intellect, or now you're saying that this race is better or that race is better. But in fact, it's about getting away from thinking that one thing is better or on a higher level or a higher standard of something, because it's not. It's difference again. And we need to stop seeing difference as being something that is bad, or seeing something that is less than, or seeing something that is negative and causing separation, to see difference as being a benefit, as being something that's positive, as being something that is unique, being a strength to us. Because in all of us being different means that there's all these different kind of perspectives, there's all these different possibilities, and if there's all these different possibilities, then it really just lets us know how kind of we are in control of what we want to kind of collectively live and experience. So I feel like we're going back to harmony and the sound of music. And I'm getting godly tones, and again godly resonance. And they keep giving me harmony in music to represent. It's like it's a metaphor for different people and different people's abilities and them coming together. It's that when we all come together and we all finally accept ourselves for our differences, and the fact that in is all being different is all being the same, and vice versa. In doing that, there's a harmony, and I'm getting a godly resonance It's that when we come into harmony, when we come into balance with each other, with the animals, with the plants, with natural law and universal law, that it's almost that the frequency of Earth will be completely different. The way that we feel the Earth will be completely different. The way that we feel each other will be completely different. And we're also getting like thoughts traveling back and forth between people, almost that like telekinesis or telepathy. I'm getting telepathy is something that can occur, and it does occur. It happens every single day. We are kind of, I want to say, telepathic beings. We are constantly picking up on like things that people are thinking constantly. When we walk into a room, we can tell a bad vibe, or if someone's feeling a bit negative, or if someone's thinking about something negative or whatever. But it's that when we come into harmony, it just feels like there's less speech and there's more talking through vibration, there's more talking through energy, there's more communicating through energy, sorry, I should say. Yes. And we have this hope and happiness card, and if you can see like the freedom and all this kind of energetic hair coming out of this person's crown, it's almost that they are communicating with the universe, communicating with the divine, communicating with energy and nature. And there's a freedom and a bliss. And they can get it. It's not just telepathic communication with humans, it's telepathic communication with the all, with the animals, with the birds, with the trees, with the air, with the water. So Roger's saying that I'm doing well. He's saying that the mind is about to open, the mind is about to expand, and that we're all going to kind of feel the stretching of our minds. But he's also saying to be prepared for layers to be discovered that you didn't realize was there. And also that he wants to remind us that our heart is the most powerful kind of part of us. He's talking about, again, he's bringing up the electromagnetic field of the heart, and that it's more powerful than the brain. That I think a lot of us do know that now. But he's saying that, okay, as your consciousness changes, as your perception changes, and as other new layers are being made aware to you, that to go back to your heart center and to look at those new layers, those new aspects, the newfound aspects from your heart center, because that's going to give you kind of I want to say, a more complete perspective. And I'm getting that your heart is more grounded in your signature energy than your mind is. Your mind is easily to be manipulated. Your mind can sometimes be full of ego, whereas your heart is a place of pure, and yes, it can get tainted, and yes, it can be damaged. However, when you open your heart, you are opening up love, literally just opening up love. A portal to love, a portal to oneness. And that's kind of the perspective that you need to be looking at things from. Okay. Joan of Arc is saying she's coming off the back of what Roger just said, and she's basically agreeing, but she's given the other side of kind of owning the bad and the good and the bad, both sides. But she's also speaking, yes, look at that from your heart center, look at that from the core of your being. She's saying that just like how she was faced with many tough decisions in her lifetime, that many of us are about to be faced with tough decisions, and it feels more personal decisions, but these personal decisions will affect the collective. Okay, and she's basically letting me know that we on an individual basis, it's time, and we are also taking our growth seriously. She's she's basically saying you have to believe in your growth. She's saying to me that basically the way she's making me feel is that no one believed in her, and she had to believe in herself. And in the believing in herself was when she fully began to expand, fully began to illuminate. And it's that when she believed in herself, it's not that people didn't believe in her when they looked at her, it's that they didn't say anything. It's just that, it's like, do you know when you can see somebody that you just know has got star quality, but you may not go up to them and say it, so they don't know that you think that they've got star quality, but the way that they look at you makes you think that they see you as being something a bit more special. It's kind of like that. It's like she wasn't physically, verbally given any confirmation or anything like that, but when she believed in herself, the energy around her changed. And it's almost that people could see, I don't know, there's just this feeling of knowing her essence, if that makes sense. Okay. So I'm literally just reading the cards now, and it says, the Radha card says, rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. So yes, this is going straight back to the divine intervention card and what Roger was saying regarding kind of discovering new layers of self and looking at it from your heart center. And again, what Joan of Arc was saying about, yes, accepting the good and the bad, and again, looking at it from the perspective of your heart. I'm getting that right now we're in a space of, okay, now this card is making me aware of two main things that we as a collective are focusing on, two main energy centers, and I'm getting that it's the heart center and it's the throat chakra. That right now we are, as a collective, there's a subconscious focus on speaking truth and allowing truth to be heard. And then there's also a collective subconscious awareness of kind of feeling and the fact that we need to feel more. That if we are going to go forward into like the age of light, if we're going to go forward into the age of, I want to say the age of truth and the age of love, that we need to be able to feel more. And that's why there's been these messages of kind of our heart center being awakened, and also our heart center being attacked. There's a video on my channel of the Galactic Federation of Light giving us a warning to protect our heart center. But yes, the reason why our heart center, there's a lot of focus, is because our heart center is also attached to feeling, and also feeling unconditional love and expressing unconditional love. And it's, for some reason, it feels like these two things, that's where collectively we are kind of shifting the most. And for some reason, I'm getting that when it comes to the root chakra and grounding, that's something that is intermediate. Yes, we get grounded, and we ground so tightly to earth, but then as soon as there is kind of a shift, and I'm getting in any of the other energy centers of the body, that then we have to reground that energy. So grounding is something that I'm getting, it's constantly changing. I can't explain it, but it's not something that you do once and then it's over. It's a constant grounding. Depending on what energies are coming in, there's always a need to ground with those energies. See, Joan of Arc is saying that many of us are going to be faced with our darkness. Okay. And she's also saying that, yes, individually we are all responsible for what happens in the collective, but she's saying that in terms of the collective baggage, that there's going to be some of us, and it kind of does feel like light workers, that some of the collective baggage is going to be placed upon our individual shoulders to help clear, because it's coming to be that's some of our roles, some of us signed up to be like, I want to say, litter pickers for the collective. But she said, like, I keep being shown somebody staring straight into darkness, and it's almost like she's saying, don't have no fear, have darkness fear you. And it's not that you want darkness to fear you, but it's more so letting darkness know that you don't fear me. I mean, I don't fear you, and you are not going to control me or make me feel less than, or that I cannot accomplish, or that I cannot go forward. I am going to acknowledge you, I'm going to feel you wholly and move forward. Let's see if they have any thing that they want to say from this Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. Let's see if Radha has anything that she would like to say in particular. I feel like she's been a bit more quiet out of the two. So we have celebrate differences, which is perfect for what we've been already discussing. You know, at the beginning of this connection, the messages that these three beings was bringing forward was of differences, and that it's in the differences that make us kind of the same. It's the differences coming together that create this godly resonance, this vibration and frequency of harmony. And really that is kind of what that message was about, celebrating everybody's differences, celebrating everybody's strengths, and putting everybody in a place where they can thrive, and a place where we, as a collective, we can rise. Okay, and that is letting me know that portals and rebirths are happening, especially with this spiral and the child on the inside of the spiral. And again, going back to telepathy and communication with the animals, and not just the animals, but everything, with this dolphin and the human on the back of the dolphin. I'm getting echolocation. And really that should bring me back to telepathy and that message of telepathy. Oh wow. Collectively, we are releasing a lot of karmic ties, a lot of past life things. And when I say past life things, I want to say past generational things. And I'm talking on generations of humans as a whole, or beings that have lived on Earth as a whole. Is that we've got to the point in the timeline of clearing the past. And whenever I say like clearing the past, it's more so owning the past and accepting the past and bringing that into our experience, rather than ignoring the past and not acknowledging the past and brushing the past underneath the carpet. It's always about owning the things instead of abandoning the things. Because in the abandoning them, or in the putting them in the shadow, allows them to still live and have control. Whereas when you acknowledge them and you own them, They become a part of you. They become something that you've accepted, something that you can use to help you grow. Therefore, it doesn't have control or the ability to kind of hold you back. Okay, so let's pull. So we're going to just pull 1 or 2 cards from this crystal therapy deck and see what we have coming out of this deck. I feel that they all have something to say with this deck. It's a collective message. So we have selenite, purity. Okay, so for some reason I'm getting that every single night, and I feel like this may be I'm getting more so around December, that if it, as many nights as possible, to be cleansing before bed. Okay, I'm getting that the energies that are about to come in are going to be intense, and again, Joan of Arc in particular is reminding me that she's going back to the good and bad, that yes, whilst there's always love and light coming in, there's always kind of, she's saying basically, shadow work beings coming in as well to help, to basically help with ascension. But shadow work and beings of that side are never seen as helping with ascension. So basically, what she's saying is that there's a need to cleanse, because she's going back to perspective. Cleansing will help you with that perspective of 1, remembering, and 2, understanding that the energies that are coming in are not necessarily negative or here to derail you or make you feel bad or scare you. They're here to build you. But okay, she's also reminding me that yes, there are other entities and beings that are out there that sometimes have other agendas, and not that their agenda is for something negative. They have their own triggers, and I'm hearing, well, I'm being told that even on an energetic level, energetic beings can have triggers, and they act from those triggers as well. So it's not that they're trying to harm you, it's just that they have their own triggers which causes them to act in whichever way. Awareness. So yes, what we were just saying about cleansing and your perspective, cleansing is going to help you with your awareness of these energies, of the beings that are coming in. Okay, so apologies. We did pull 2 cards, energy flow and heaven and earth. But right now I'm feeling the need to close my eyes, connect, and just pull guidance that way. So just bear with me and we'll see what comes forward. Peace and love. So immediately they're all at their individual points at the collective body of this God energy. And the message that I'm receiving first of all, and then we're just going to continue speaking the messages that are coming forward. How long are we going to have to go through this? How many times are we going to have to complete these cycles? How much trauma are you as a collective going to have to experience before you awaken to the truth? Until you awaken to your truth. Until you feel comfortable enough to share your truth. people have done the entire multiverse a disservice for a long time. But your disservice hadn't affected the multiverse in a way that was tragic or in a way that required immediate intervention. However, you still affected the multiverse because Earth is a stellar planet. A planet that is interconnected with consciousness. A planet that has its own solar return. A planet that is a part of a collective body that has its own family, that was birthed just like you. So when one thing is out of balance, when the beings on Earth are out of balance, it takes everything out of balance and stops the multiverse from working smoothly. And again, this unbalance or imbalance was not so severe that it caused the multiverse to crash or stop working. That could never be, and we would never allow that to happen. However, there were always consequences, and every action emits a frequency, and everything is observed and is observable, and everything that is observed is then able to be internalized. So when you have beings from other star systems, from other planetary systems, that yes, they do have a high consciousness, yes, they do have a high perspective on life. However, when they come to Earth, they immediately are already, I don't want to say lowering their vibration. You beings on Earth are not lower than anybody. However, you are not on the same frequency as beings that are freely roaming the cosmos. So when beings from these places, from these other star systems come to see Earth and they see you and they are watching your experience, they already have to lower their vibration to come into proximity, to also come into kind of understanding of the vibration that you are in. They must kind of lower it to kind of live within it. And it's not that they can't live within their vibration and still learn or understand your experience. However, there's a difference in actually living something or physically experiencing something. And when they lower their vibration, the light codes and information that they are receiving from that said vibration and the things that they are viewing, they can become internalized. And they can take that back to their planetary system. We all absorb the things that we learn, we all absorb the things that we see, and they become a part of who we are. Therefore, when beings have been seeing separation consciousness, and when they have lowered their vibration and they have received light codes of separation consciousness, and they have received other codes of just oppression, and when those things become a part of their systems, when those things are taken back to their planet and their star system, and the people that they're around are also affected, and that is where the imbalances come in. That is what I mean when I say that you beings of Earth have affected the multiverse. But there's no need to worry. There's no need to be scared, because all is going to work out. All has been divinely orchestrated. And you beings of Earth have taken control. The light workers of Earth have taken their role seriously. You're in a time when truth is being expressed. and truth is being heard. And there's a need for a lot more truth to come out, and a lot more truth will come. And with that truth, a lot of people will be persecuted for it. A lot of people will be taken from their positions because of the truth that is going to be given. And it's going to be completely necessary. And it's for the light workers to continue to do their work. Right now, I don't have any instructions to give you, light workers, because the work that you've been doing has been working. The work that you've been doing has come from within you. And you need to continue to follow that light, continue to follow that guidance, wherever it is coming from. To continue feeling love, continue feeling light. Because the more you feel it, the more you know it, the more you express it, is the more that love is anchored to earth. You are beings of light. We are essence of light. And together, we are light. I thank you, beings of earth. Peace and love. So, I'm feeling really good after that. I'd like to thank Roger, the Divine Director, Joan, and Radha for their connection, for their energy, for their teachings. I thank you, and I send my gratitude to you for being present with me, for watching this video. And if you feel that anybody could benefit from it, please share. All are welcome to this journey. If you're looking for a personal reading or some personal guidance, the information is below. Peace and love.